Pay me, pay me, pay me my silver now. Pay me or go to jail. Pay me my silver now.
Morning, Bix Weir, roadrunner.com. Good morning, Hornets. Your sip of chaga coffee. I haven't been saying it for a while, but hey, back on the train. Private road members, I posted my take on the Dick Allgaier remote viewing Cliff High stuff about what's going to happen very soon. Will there be a cataclysm? What's going on? So go check that out. First post on the private road. It is a path towards freedom, in my opinion. And that it's not an easy path, but it is a path towards it. Okay, silver is on hold right now, below all the moving averages, sitting there waiting for something. We have the end of the fiscal year of the United States is the end of September. Even bigger, on the 25th of September, JP Morgan gets out of jail on their silver rigging operations. Then they can do whatever they wish to do. It's obvious that they are rigging every market, including silver still. But now they can do it out in the open and make a lot of money on it like they did before. Remember, when they fined JP Morgan $920 million that same year, JP Morgan booked in their precious metals division a gain of over $1 billion. So don't tell me crime does not pay. It does pay, especially for criminal banks. That's the embarrassment of our regulators, the CFTC, the Federal Reserve. That is the number one regulator of the banks, the Federal Reserve. That's where RUDA comes from. Will the Fed fall on their own sword and destroy the monetary system? I don't know. They're doing their best. They're printing as much money as possible. So we'll see what happens. But you'll know silver is free when you don't know the price of it. How's that? There can never be a free market if the derivative market is controlling prices, which is the COMEX, which is where everybody gets their pricing. So a free market in silver means we don't know the price of silver for a while. Just keep that in mind. Again, you look at the moving averages. Silver is way below still. Not way below. Silver's at $23, and all the moving averages are up at 24. 50-day moving average is at $24.27. $24.27. It could easily jump, obviously, through those. And then what happens? All the commercials start buying or start covering their shorts. They're already covering their shorts as long as it's below. When it goes over, that's when the managed money needs to try to cover their shorts. And unless the commercials are selling short into that, there's nobody to buy. So keep an eye on it. I discussed it on the private road post I just posted. Interesting thought I had about the U.S. Mint. When I talked to Jack Sermon, the head of the Silver Eagle program, he said they were going to get 4 million more ounces of physical silver that had just gotten added. That was at the end of May. And you can see by the numbers, that's exactly what happened. But that 4 million only brought us to 19, which means if September keeps going as it is, then we're looking at only 1 million ounces between October, November, and December if that number stayed where it was. It's got nothing to do with the actual demand for silver. It has 100% to do with the rigging of the silver market, the acceptance of that position by Ventress Gibson, an HR professional in the government. She had no mint experience, and now she's the head of the mint. You tell me. Is the mint living up to the law? Of course they aren't. Still. But what it got me thinking is, are we looking at an event where they don't have to make Silver Eagles anymore because it's such a large event, it just stops everything, stops the tracks of the entire economic system, either through the meltdown of the derivative market, which I'm tending to think that would be the catalyst, although everybody's saying natural disasters. So it could be that. It could be, the financial markets collapse, and then they trigger off all the natural disasters that they can in a last-ditch effort to hide from humanity. The deep state, and they're done. It's just how are they going to go out? Will it be nuclear war with Russia and China against the United States? I wouldn't put it by these people. I think Russia. There was what was the guy's name? I forgot the guy's name. A time traveler from way back when. He said that Russia nuked 3 cities in the United States, but gave us enough time to get out before they did it. Because it wasn't a fight against the people, it was a fight against the people behind the scenes causing all the havoc. The deep state, the pedo cabal, all that stuff. Could that happen? Absolutely. And would it happen? Everything has to happen before the election, by the way. I don't think there ever will be another election in the United States. I think Trump was our last president. I do think he won the election. Of course he did. But I don't think we're going to move on. The Democrats have already announced they're not having any debates. How could they? Their only candidate can barely speak. Barely. And they're better off if he just doesn't speak at all anymore. No more announcements from the president. Just hide him away. Send him to Delaware, lock him in a room, and don't let him go near the public, especially not the news media. That's where we are as a country. And so something's got to break within the next year. I think it's happening sooner rather than later. A lot of things are already breaking. Interesting stuff. Another big hit. China's CPI triggers panic puke as 5-year Treasury bond yields are the highest since 2007. Remember, as bond yields go higher, the value of the bond goes lower. I hope everybody gets that. The old bonds that are already on the books. Say you have a bond that yields like 2%, right? And you got 3 more years on it. Who's going to buy that when they can go buy new bonds at 4 point, 5 years, 4.485? Would you rather have 2% or those? So it has to get discounted. I think bonds have dropped 40% since they started raising interest rates. Those are supposed to be, and they are, the safest investment. Because you're going to get your 2% back over time. You just have to hold it. While inflation rages and there's so many better investments than a 2% yielding bond. The same exact investment now that you could have got 2 years ago is now over double. I mean, look at the 5-year. This is where we were back in. Look at this, way down at 0.27%. A yield of 0.27% just in 2020, and now it's at 4.485. That's a big jump. Let me show you where the bond. Look at this. Long-term treasuries fall more than 40% from the peak. So if you got a bond, a 5-year bond at, say, 2% or 1% way back when, you can't sell it. You can't sell it unless you take a 40% haircut. That's brutal. You can hang on to it and keep getting your measly 2%. While everybody else, while inflation eats away at the value of the money that you're going to get back over time, and so many other exactly identical investments from the U.S. Treasury, they're trying to pump as much money as possible into the system to avoid a collapse. You can't avoid it. It's going to happen. I just don't know when. I can't tell you the day. Really interesting stuff on Capitol Hill. As we get into the days of chaos, and you might say, what are you talking about, Bix? It's been chaotic for years. Yes, but it'll get more chaotic. I don't think they're going to fund the government after the end of the month, which would be interesting because they're talking about voting McCarthy out. Now, if you followed my line of reasoning, a lot of people on the conspiracy side who are in the Trump camp that he got screwed the first time, or he's probably still the president. Judging from Biden was sworn in 5 minutes before noon, and the presidency doesn't end until noon. It's always at noon, after the noon dong that they swear in, but it was 5 minutes before, and everyone's like, what? So many things didn't make sense back then because it was all fake. We're living in a fake governing bodies. None of them are real. So what are they going to try to do? I don't know. What if they kick out McCarthy and then they vote? They vote for the Speaker of the House. Who is the most popular Republican on the planet? Trump. Can they put Trump as Speaker of the House? Yes. You don't need a congressman to be Speaker of the House. So imagine that. Trump being tried for some crazy, obstructing the election. Something so beyond bizarre that it's happening, and he'll be Speaker of the House. And then Biden goes away because he dies or he can't handle the office, and then you have Kamala taking over the presidency. Or do you? She's not a natural-born citizen of the United States. Yes, she was born in the United States to 2 foreign nationals. They weren't citizens. His parents were not citizens. Her parents were not citizens of the United States. So would a baby born in Oakland, California, she's probably born in the same hospital I was, would a baby from 2 foreign nationals, they are not citizens of the United States, is that baby an automatic citizen? And is that baby a natural-born citizen? I don't know. I mean, I don't like that argument. Just why not just tell people the truth about the election? You got all the information you need. All the paper ballots were watermarked. The real ones were watermarked. There's a secret watermark on all of them, so they can find out exactly how many were real and how many were fake. And I'll bet you 90% of the Biden votes were fake. But they don't want to pull that trigger yet. It's crazy days. So we're headed for chaos any way you look at it. If you followed the road long enough, you know this is happening. How will silver be involved? I don't know, truthfully. I don't think you'll ever see silver over $50 on the COMEX. I think the COMEX would shut down before that. And if these remote viewers and Cliff High's data is correct, there might be much bigger things than fiat money we have to worry about in the near future. Very little in the discussions that they've had are about the monetary system. It's more like earth changes and shit like that. And EMP maybe. EMP would probably be worse than earth changes. EMP, you got no electronics. That means every nuclear plant that gets hit by the EMP will go down. Nuclear fallout, no communication, no satellites, no internet, no power, no life after a while. So it's a very tricky time. And then I always fall back on the fact that we are being protected. Our planet is being protected. And those entities that are controlling the protection of the planet from alien forces or from meteorites. I literally was in my dad's vineyard up in Northern California, middle of the night with Amy and another friend of ours, and all of a sudden there was a massive explosion in the sky. You can see the smoke thing. It's just like a meteor, just like you see in the movies, coming down, hit something, lit up the entire valley from pitch black to bright as day, faded off, and then I wanted to see which way it went. I had my night vision goggles. It was pitch black again. I pull out the goggles. I see a smoke trail coming in from the top, hitting something, and then bouncing. It's like an exact angle, meaning there's some kind of force field or something. And I'm not making this up. This actually did happen. Somebody said, well, maybe they shot something from the ground that hit it and deflected it. No, it was too perfect, and there was no smoke coming up. It was literally bang, bang. So are we protected by some kind of force field around the earth? I don't know. Truthfully, I don't know. But it makes sense. I saw something, and nobody's been able to explain it. So there are things that, a lot of things you might think are normal are not. Like the Fed, for example. When I found the Fed documents back in January 1st, 2007, I was like, this is the weirdest comic book I've ever seen. and it's talking about going back to a gold standard. Why would the Fed be talking about going back to a gold standard? And then the more I dug and dug and dug, I understood, oh, it's Alan Greenspan. He wrote the computer programs to create the financial system. It's a click of a mouse to end the financial system. It can be done at any moment, any day. And then we can go to something new, because they've had over 100 years to plan for something. That's what I think is going on at the U.S. Mint, is that they will be making the new coinage of the United States of America. Interesting. Hold your change. Keep a hold of your change. With the Fed saying, oh, we need to get all the change, there's a change shortage, all that stuff, I think it's bullshit. They know that the change of the United States is actual money of the United States, constitutional money. If it's made by the Mint and they aren't Federal Reserve notes, that's constitutional money. Hang on to your change. You'd be better off buying silver and even, U.S. coinage. Silver Eagles, the premiums have come down. Great time to buy. I think if they stop, if what Jack Sherman said is true, they're going to stop making Silver Eagles again in October. And maybe never make them again until this crap is sorted out. I don't know. But if they do stop in October, you can see premiums going $10, $20 an ounce again. So, yeah, good time to buy Eagles. Andy Scheckman at Miles Franklin is selling them right now. I'm not sure what he's charging, but go check him out. Send him an email, info at milesfranklin.com. Ask how much Eagles are. Same with Will Lair. Will at perpetualassets.com, selling Silver Eagles right now. Premiums are pretty low, so go check that out. All right. That's what I got for you today. I'll be talking to Jenny Moonstone. I'm actually going to be on her channel, her Patreon channel. Go to Jenny Moonstone Patreon to talk about silver, and then I'm going to have her on my channel on Thursday on the private road. So go check out the private road stuff. Yeah, lots of very interesting stuff. Again, just posted a new one. The upcoming big changes will lead we the people towards freedom. I talk about a lot of things that people are discussing in the woo-woo world right now. All right? Go check it out. This is Bix. I'll talk to you later.